Well, this is just amateur hour. It is embarrassing, Pitta. It is absolutely
Oh,
embarrassing.
it's. I mean, we got three people here. That's fine. Hopefully, some more people trickle in. We'll see
Yeah,
what's
I'm sure
going
they'll
on.
pop in, but this is more of a tech test than anything else. This is why it's episode 0. It's
That
like
is
the
very
early
true.
access for a video game, except you don't have to pay for it, but it does have all the bugs.
That's the way we do things.
Well, I guess hello and welcome to episode 0 of the display case. This is our test run to figure out how this whole thing works and how we want it to go, and basically just, you know, get our first run under our belt before we start this thing for real. Um, I guess we should introduce ourselves. I am Chris. I am the owner and admin on the Our Figure Collection Discord server. I also have a co-host who may or may not talk at some point.
I didn't know if you were done. Everybody knows me. I am Science. I am the village idiot here. Um, I do things sometimes, but in all seriousness,
He's
go ahead.
he's the guy that makes everything work behind the scenes. All
Yeah,
the cool tech stuff, the bots, the scripts, the just anytime we run into, hey, I wish it would be cool if X happened, but Discord doesn't make it happen. So I got a guy for that, and science makes it happen.
I also make it come up with fun ideas every once in a while, like this.
Yeah,
This somehow was my idea.
exactly. And that's
So,
why you're the one with the charisma.
oh yes, very very charismatic myself, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Hopefully this takes off and people start joining in and we have a good time and people enjoy the content we're going to put out.
Yeah, and we're going to be recording these so that we actually have a YouTube channel that we grabbed with the same name that we'll link this stuff later. But we're going to record these and post them up just so that anyone that misses these, because, as you know, our community is all over the globe. So it's the middle of the night, middle of the morning, middle of the workday for different people in different parts of the planet. So I feel bad that our like Australian friends and stuff like that tend to always miss out on these streams that we've done previously for One Fest. So this will at least give them a chance to catch up so that they're not completely missing out. They're just not watching it live. I mean, who watches live TV anymore anyway, right? It's all everything's DVR'd or live streamed. Only
Right.
nerds show up to parties on time. More people stop in later, I'm sure. Peta, I absolutely agree. And you were here on time. So
Look at this lovely cat right here.
look at that cat. Whose cat is that? You got to give credit for if you're gonna show people's cats.
Oh, I guess that was Middy's. I don't know who this cat is. Look at that. It's another cat.
Oh,
There's so many cats. Everybody's got a cat.
yeah,
Oh, there's
except
there's a
for
dog.
me.
Yeah, I got a dog.
But yeah, so just kind of give a quick rundown of what we're gonna be doing today. Obviously, we've got this new show, and we're gonna try to get a flow for how this works. We actually have a couple mascots that to show you guys. You've seen both of them before here and there, but we are actually going to let the community get involved with it. And we've got actually two kind of big announcements as well. Um, both of these are, yeah, this is kind of big things for the community, and we're going to dig into that shortly. But
Yeah,
before that, we've
do you want
oh,
to do you actually want to introduce yourself this time?
I we already introduced ourselves at the beginning. I,
Uh,
I said who I was, and you did, and
well then, do you want to turn your video on?
a
I think
video.
that's kind of important that we go on screen.
I guess. All right, let me hang on. All right, there we go. All right, is my video working?
I think it's working.
Cool.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
I think I need to go on screen as well.
Oh, yeah,
It might be a better
probably.
idea. People should probably want to see me too, or maybe not. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
don't want to. I don't want just me. That's
But
crazy.
maybe
There
people
you
want to
are.
see Linus.
You're
You
a
know.
you're a corgi on a some ball guy's
Well,
head.
see, what nobody realized is that Linus is really the one behind everything. I don't do
Hmm.
anything. Linus controls me. So that's the way it works.
You're like the worst Gundam ever, but at least your pilot is really cute.
That's the way it works.
Yeah, I dig it. All
So
right,
yeah,
cool.
now you guys can see us. Pitta says she knew it.
Yeah, Pitta predicted this days ago
Yeah, she was
and
ruining for
ruined our
everybody.
surprise. But no, yeah. So this was yet another great science idea for just a way to kind of make this a little bit more fun.
Yeah, so we can talk to everybody. We can interact, and it's more fun to actually watch moving things. And Linus can talk to everybody now. I don't have to say
Yeah,
another word.
I was fine showing my face, but science didn't want to. So this was our compromise.
That's the way it works. We'll have to get some more emotes and stuff like that for these characters, but for the time being, quick and easy.
Yeah,
We
one
got it
step at
done.
a time. So outside of just our little intro that we just did, the first kind of segment that we want to do in these episodes is basically just catching up on what's been going on in the hobby since the previous episode. Obviously, with this being our first episode, our previous episode, I guess technically would be One Fest. Um, Science, have you gotten any new figures or exciting pre-orders or anything like that since the One Fest stream that you've been excited about?
The only thing I got was one kit because everybody after One Fest, scalpers went nuts. Pricing this year was like absolutely insane. Um, I've never seen markups as high as I've seen this year. So,
Really?
I
Do
got
you think it's
lucky.
just you think just the as the hobby just continues to expand that prices are just gonna like demand goes up for those kits and
I think
it just
it's
goes
more
higher?
so that there's hope that people will have enough FOMO to just go for it and spend the money, even though it doesn't. They just sit
Gotcha.
there and eventually the prices come down, but it's like after that the hype's died down for the kit, and then people are just like, well, whatever. Now I'm stuck with it. Um, but it's really terrible for people to actually want to buy the things. So,
Yeah, and it only takes one dummy with more money than sense to buy one of those extremely marked up, 5x or whatever, that basically
oh
sets that
yeah,
trend. And then everyone else is like, oh, well, that one sold super high. I will too.
yeah, there were a couple of kits out there from One Fest that were really really popular and really really like desired. So while that was going on, I looked at a couple others that I had on my list, and nobody was bidding on them. So I got them for basically a little over retail pricing, which was fantastic. But
Gotcha.
that's all I was able to do. One of them was the Pekara one that was really
Gotcha.
anticipated. I don't have an image right now, or else I'd share it. But yeah,
That's
that's about it.
fine.
What about you?
Um, I got those three Juvia bikini figures with the wet T-shirt from Orca. I got all three of the color variants.
Oh right, right.
I was hoping that I'd be able to like remove the shirt, just cut it off or whatever, and if I have to like repaint something that's under the shirt or whatever, that's fine. Um, but the figures don't have arms. Like it's a hollow
Oh no.
inside the sleeve. There's nothing there, so it's like she stops at her shoulder, and then it's like a sleeve molded over nothing, and then the hands, the bottom
Oh,
parts of the arm and the hands glued at the end of the sleeve. So guess those
that's the
shirts are staying
worst.
there. Yeah, like
But
I don't mind destroying a figure and repainting it. Like I got that ability to do that, but I'm not gonna sculpt arms. That's just insane. So
oh god, no.
that was
I
kind of
mean,
a
maybe
bummer, but
maybe you could 3D print them
eh, that's a lot of
if
hassle.
you really wanted to. But
Yeah, it's fine.
I get where you're coming from.
And
Salvage
then
legs from one, yeah, that's a good idea.
the other thing I got is actually I got a figure from you. It was the freeing quarter scale darkness bunny with the stockings. And
I, you
after
know,
after making that deal for her like a year ago, I finally got her.
whoa. My shipping time was fantastic. You can't deny that.
It wasn't great. I mean, it did get delayed. You even complained about UPS. You're not going to use a different office. You
I
can't
know.
fall back on this and pretend it was fine. It took
No,
forever to ship,
it was.
and then it still was slow once it shipped.
Hey, but I honored my price, which is a lot cheaper than what she's going for now. So,
That's true. I got grandfathered
and
into a good deal.
and I threw in a couple extra bonuses because it took me so long because I kept forgetting about
You
it.
did, and they were nice. There was a little swimsuit, aqua prize figure, and then that Lacus prize figure as well. She looked really good. So thank you
Yeah,
for those. They're much appreciated.
the Lacus one I was very upset to get rid of. It was the only one I had of it, but I was like, you know what? You deserve it for waiting so long and being patient with me.
Sweet. I guess the only other thing really that's been going on in the hobby since OneFest was actually OneFest. Is there, or are there any announcements from OneFest that you were excited about?
Not particularly, to be honest. This year, it feels like a lot of manufacturers held back, right? So I'm hoping maybe over the next couple of months we see some more cool things pop up, but I didn't really
Yeah,
have too much from the actual event itself that I was like crazy about.
I think the one thing that stuck out to me that was really unique was um, the Hatsune Miku that they did. That was the Jiangshi, the Chinese hopping vampire. I thought that was a really unique look for her, and
Oh,
I love the
the
color
little
palette.
the zombie type one? Was that the one you're talking
Um,
about?
I don't. I wouldn't say she's zombie,
I know the
but
one you're
here,
talking
like,
about. Yeah. She
yeah, I
had the
can
very
stick a
pale
picture of
skin with
her
the
in
blue
the
and everything.
chat. Yeah, let's throw
Yeah,
her in
that
the
one.
chat there. Yeah, I think that one looks really cool. I like that. I like that look a lot. So definitely be grabbing that one. Well, since you don't have anything, we got a few people here in the chat. What One Fest stuff has you guys excited? Is there anything, any particular figure or any announcement that came at One Fest that you guys are like, oh my god, as soon as this goes up, this is going to be a pre-order for me? There was a
Yeah,
few for me, but definitely that Miku was definitely the big one for me.
yeah. See, that's the problem. I can't remember that far back.
It wasn't
There's
that long ago.
It was a month ago. There's been so
Yeah.
much ongoing in between since then.
Well, you need to get your shit together because we're going to be doing an episode of this every month. So you need to
That's
have something
true.
to talk about next month. Take notes as the day goes on or as the month goes on. You see something, you're like, I ordered a thing, or I'm excited about a thing, or this news thing happened that's irrelevant. You add it to a Google Doc or something, and then that way you have something to talk about next time.
You know what? I'm just gonna put bunny girls on the screen. How about that?
There you go.
That's what we need to look at.
Well, if nobody's got really anything to add on the One Fest announcements, um, I guess we'll kind of dig into kind of the meat of this episode. We'll start with our first announcement, and it's kind of a big one. We are planning to rebrand our Discord server. We have been wanting to change the name for quite some time. There is constant confusion between our figure collection and my figure collection, and frankly, we kind of want to distance ourselves from that platform. And yeah, so it's something we've been talking about wanting to do for a while, and we are ready to start moving forward with that. And there will be more information and more announcements coming in the coming weeks or months, however long it takes for us to really hit um, our final position on that. But you guys get the first scoop. We're gonna on these episodes, if we have announcements and stuff like that, we're gonna leak it to you guys first, as just kind of a thanks for tuning in. You guys are kind of our sounding board. You're people in our community that are taking the time to jump in on the new stuff that we're doing, like this project here. So we definitely want to make sure that you guys are the first to know about cool stuff like this that's going to be happening in the first PETA first paid mod. Uh, no,
No. Yeah.
but
Just No.
Yeah, so I don't know, Science, if you want to give some insight onto your thoughts on this, why we're doing this, and what our goals
Well,
are.
I mean, I think it's been everybody, at least on the admin team's idea, for a long time now. All the time people come into the community and they're like, well, how do I do this on MFC? How do I do this on MFC? And back when Kat was an admin, it was great because she could actually answer the questions, but we don't have that insight anymore. The whole leadership of that community has changed, and they've kind of gone on a separate path from what we're going down. So it really makes sense to get away from that, in my opinion. I think everybody agrees
And,
there. It's
yeah,
just a matter of,
and for,
like getting the naming right for when we make the change, because everybody is very
right.
attached to OFC. But we have to look at it
Yeah,
at a
we've
bigger
had it for a
picture.
long time. Yeah, we've had the name for a long time, so and change is always hard. But we're going through some names and we're coming up with some ideas, and we'll be running it by the staff and some of the parts of the community, and getting some feedback and figuring out kind of how we go from there. Frankly, I'm sure two sides to every story, right? And I'm sure MFC would probably also be happy to not be connected to us in the same way that we're not connected to them. So
Well, it's just like we got kicked
I
out of
think
the Reddit
my
too, as well.
PNG
Uh-oh.
tuber
Did you
exploded. I can
freeze?
fix that. Yeah,
You
hang
can.
on. The
Chris is frozen. Stuck
new
smiling.
tech.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Hang
Broken
on,
stream.
hang
Broken
on.
stream.
Oh my god! I told
Black
you it's early
screen.
access. And then one, two, boop, 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 and then there's me.
You got to zoom yourself out.
It's another one. There we go.
There you go.
I forgot how many. 40% this time. Gotcha.
40%, so it changes. I mean,
Yeah.
it could be worse. It could go nuts like, how mine did when, I resized things the other day, like when it goes like
It was
this.
crazy. Yeah. Oh god, the
know,
head,
what
the
did I
floating
do?
head.
Oh,
Oh
that's
no,
not good.
you're breaking
Uh-oh.
everything. You're like, hey, look, let me show off this cool thing, and now everything's the worst.
And now I broke everything. Oh no, now I'm super small.
You gotta be bigger.
Oh
Like
no.
your head needs to be bigger.
I know.
I have to see
Why?
mine crashed. I didn't have control over that. You did this on purpose.
I did this on purpose because I'm an idiot.
Ugh, jeez.
Hold on.
I can't even move on to our next topic. No. You go up another like 10%. Yeah, just scoot closer to the screen. No, not to me.
Oh no.
Why are your glasses
Oh no.
moving separately from your body?
Things are happening. Is this what the size I'm supposed to be?
That looks right. And then you just gotta move yourself up.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Yes,
Is
science
right?
is the dog, JT.
Yeah, I am the dog.
The bald
Look
guy
at
in the
me.
lab coat is just transportation.
Yep.
All right, so yeah,
Oh boy. Anyway,
that was our announcement that we're gonna want to do a rebrand, and yeah, more to come on that. Stay tuned. We will keep all of you posted. I guess the next thing is if you want to pull up your
I think
image there.
This one, right? This is the first one we're gonna do.
I don't think it was, but it can be.
Oh no. Well, I can hide it again then. Which
Hey,
one
Prism.
which one am I supposed to be? I forget which image I'm supposed to bring up.
The colorful one, your mascot.
Oh, she's already there. She's already on screen.
Yeah, make it bigger so people can see it.
Big one. Gotcha. This
big one, yeah.
Right there.
That one. So this is Science's mascot that he designed and got an artist to do, which they did an amazing job. And he's got, I think, 6 different versions of like different
12.
expressions and stuff.
12.
Oh, you did a whole nother 6, right?
Yep, there's 12 in total.
Wow. Okay, so there's a ton of these. But yeah, this lovely lady here does not have a name, and we thought that it would be really fun if the community got to name her. So what we're going to do in the coming days or weeks, we're going to set up either a channel or a thread somewhere where the community can actually submit name ideas for her. And we'll leave it up for a week or two. We'll compile them all into a list, and then we'll basically sort through them. And anything that's like a decent or better name, we'll put into a list, and then we'll put up a vote. And the community will actually get to vote and decide her name. So the name suggestions are going to come from the community. We'll do a quick pass on them on the admin team to kind of filter out some nonsense and the ones that we like that are going to be in there, and then we'll put those in a list, and all of you will get to vote, and whatever it decides on, that's going to be her name.
Yeah, 100%. Thanks for explaining that, Chris, because I would have done terribly at doing that.
That's that's
But
why
on the same
they
token,
pay me the
you
big
know,
bucks.
well, on the same token, we're using her currently for the OFC mascot, even though she's really not designed for that. And we'll talk about what she's for in a little bit. But we kind of just had to throw her out there to get something static. So we're actually going to move the OFC mascot to what she's supposed to be. And that's, Chris, I think you got to talk about this one a little bit, right?
Yeah,
Which
it's
is, where'd she go? Whoops,
somewhere.
that's this one over there. But we got to make her bigger. So let's make her bigger. There she is.
There we go. So this is actually a mascot that I had designed a while back for a different project that never saw light, basically. And she's been kind of our placeholder mascot on OFC for a while. If you guys have seen the server invite banner or the welcome channel, she's actually the banner for the invite link. So basically, she's kind of been also a placeholder for us for a while, and we talked about it and decided let's make her officially our Discord community mascot. And along those lines, same as with the mascot the Science designed, we are going to let the community decide her name as well. So the community will get to decide the names for both of these two mascots, and we'll be doing the same thing, collecting name ideas and then letting you guys vote on them. And yeah, it's going to be really exciting. But
Yep.
so yeah, this one here in the blue, we'll call her my mascot just because I had her designed. She will be our Discord server community mascot, and we may expand that in the future to let the other members of staff kind of get their vision in mascot form, since this one was really mine. So we've got other people on the team with really creative ideas. So we figure, hey, Ami Ami's got 3 mascots. Why can't we have multiple? But yeah, so this is going to be our Discord mascot. So I don't actually know what Science's mascot is for. Did you just have that art done for fun? Because she's not our Discord mascot. What is she for?
Says she should be the game's mascot. Well, before we go into that, though, Chris, I want to let everybody know, too, that this will end up becoming our server icon, by the way, for the time being. So we're going to switch away from the one that I have out there that I threw together real fast, and you'll start seeing her as the static icon, which I think will be great.
Yeah, and then we'll still do the server images for the banners.
Right.
We'll still have the votes and stuff for that. So this will just be, we're going to have a more static icon, just that's not changing every month. I think that's worked well since we switched over to having your character over there with the OFC slapped on it. But I think this will be a good change moving forward. A little consistency on the branding.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I guess we could take that. Oh, what's going on back there?
Wait a minute. What is? It's kind of small on the screen.
It is kind of small on the screen, but we kept it small for purposes, and don't mind the messed up colors because that's just OBS being OBS.
Thanks, Prism, for saying my voice is not scary. You said it was scary earlier in the week, and I was like, "Oh, did you tune into One Fest? Is do I have a scary voice?"
I am the scary
I
one.
guess I
I'm very
don't.
monotone.
So what is this we're seeing in the back?
That's a new project. I can make it bigger real quick if we want to see that.
Is that dot
Oops.
mo like Moe's Tavern, like from The Simpsons? Because I
Yeah.
like The
Yeah,
Simpsons.
yeah, 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 yeah. Give me a second here because things are not working the way I expected them to at the moment.
Weird.
Oh, 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 oh.
Whoa,
Going behind your
whoa,
head.
whoa, whoa.
Going behind your head.
Ooh.
Yeah, we got a. You can see the mascot there. She's she's working on something.
So she's the mascot for whatever that is.
Yeah, yeah. It's a little bit of a secret thing.
Her
We
name
can't.
should be Mo. Pitta, you can you can submit that when we set up the thread for people to submit name ideas. I will make sure that Mo ends up on the voting list for Science's mascot.
And yes, we will
He'll
show you what she is working on. But if you were to go to the actual website right now, the hobby.moe, you just see the screen, and you'd actually see the actual colors of the um, banner. So
yeah, we our greens are not showing up when we load images on top of things.
yeah,
We have
so
so many
unfortunately,
different green screen layers connecting my OBS and Science's OBS and all this other stuff to get multiple of these like avatars on the screen talking at the same time. So we poked at it, but it greens are just not showing up right today. We'll
greens are
figure
not
it out
fun.
before next time, maybe.
However,
But
that said, I'm gonna take this one away. You know, we don't need her at the moment.
yes,
Yeah,
though
the
it's
O is
supposed to
supposed
be
to be green.
green prism.
But
And
what
if
I
you go to
can show you,
hobby.moa, you'll see the green. Whoa, whoa, whoa! What is this?
we're actually getting a replacement for MFC. It's
Ooh,
finally happening, people.
someone actually did it instead of just like everyone for the past 5 years is like, oh, I'm gonna make my own MFC with blackjack and hookers, and then
Yeah.
nobody ever actually
Um.
does anything.
Yeah, I did it. This is what I've been working on for the past two
Nice.
years. So, I'm just going to show off the item page right now, and I tried to simplify it. And what that means is, you get quick searches here, and when you click on one of these, it's going to take the Japanese text. So you don't have to go and convert everything. It's just going to go search in Japanese for you.
Oh, cool.
Um, yeah, which is really cool. I mean, you're going to get your same things. You could do a bit of a rating here, choose whatever you feel for that figure. You can see the overall rating. Some of these colors will get adjusted and things like that before we go live, but the actual main image here is a gallery, so you can actually pop it out
That's great.
rather than how it is in MFC right now where you can't. We're actually going to have a production timeline, so you could actually see kind
Oh,
of like what HBoy does.
okay. That's pretty
User
cool.
images, we're going to show the top 10. You could click on more to go into more. I don't have everything together on this page right now, so that's why you're seeing some broken stuff. But the other big thing too is all the details will be here.
I
You will
like
have
that
a
everything is front facing. Like you don't
yes.
have to go into
Cl-
a separate page or menu just to see images. You don't have to click on a different thing just to vote or whatever.
yeah, profile customization will be there. It's not top priority, but it will be there in the future, right? So there will be ways to do things. One of the big things that I really like that I've implemented here is a price trend. So when somebody goes and buys something and they add the price that they paid to it, it will update this trend graph and you can actually see what people are paying for the figure rather
Oh,
than
that's really
having to
cool.
guess.
That gives me motivation to actually put in the prices because right now there's no reason for me to do it
Exactly.
on
So you have
MFC, right?
your MSRP line and then you have how the price has been going. So like, hey, if it dropped, if somebody bought it below hand or below the MSRP, you can actually see when that was. The other
That's
thing is
great.
comments will work in a Reddit style. instead of being one continuous flow, so you can actually collapse things and make them smaller, et cetera, et
Oh,
cetera.
that'll be nice.
Right. So if you don't want to see something, you don't got to see it. You can upvote something, you can reply, you could report to it. Replies are all in line. And then over here, I don't have anything to show off for this right now, but on your home thing, it's kind of a mix of like a Twitter feed meets um, news updates, I should say. So you can actually post something and tie it back to an item, and that'll show up on the item page as well as go out to the people you decide you want to follow or companies you want to follow, and then you can click back through. So
Oh,
over the
okay.
next
So they're
couple
gonna be
weeks,
connected.
yeah, everything's going to be all tied together and everything is live reactive. So if I had everything running right now on my local machine, I'd be able to show it, but I don't. So I only have a couple of the
Sure.
pages here. Um, but what that means is, you can say, hey, I'm posting a picture of so and so. You don't got to go in and go upload a photo. You could just do it as a post, tag the item you're doing it to, right? So if you
Hmm.
were doing a photo of this Nendoroid, you'd tag the item, and then it would
Uh-huh.
just automatically go as an image here and get posted as a recent post.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I like that interconnectivity that you'll be able to like really quickly get to an item page and then see what
Yep.
relevant content
Yeah,
is
and then
tied
you
to
could
it.
you can follow characters, you can follow companies, you could follow your favorite product lines to see when there's updates to those things.
Liz would
Liz,
like to know how tagging works for the
yep.
system.
So it's gonna be you could do hashtags. Hashtags will automatically be generated. So if you want to do whatever, you'd have like a fresh feed of hashtags. You could tag a user by name or a company by name. And then for an item, it is a quick search selection.
Liz says,
No,
"Do I have to
you don't.
dig through?" Okay,
Nope.
sorry, go ahead.
You
She's
just you
saying, "Do I have to dig through pages and pages, how it is on MFC, to link an item to it?"
Yeah, no, you don't. It's quick search and it will actually filter out as you type more, and it will tag based on the words you add in. So if you're like you don't know the full name of everything, but it's like Hatsune Miku, and it's by freeing, you just type those two, and you'll only get the list of those.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's intelligent search.
Now, what sort of content restrictions are you going to have on your website? Is it JP only, like MFC, or?
Oh no, 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 no. We're getting away from that. So the big thing here is, well, yes, we will have content restrictions in terms of, like what's acceptable and what is not. You know, we got to be careful. It's 2025. As long as it's licensed, though, it will be accepted. So whether it's Japanese origin, Western origin, Chinese origin, Korean origin, wherever you want in the world origin, as long as it's a licensed item, it can come in. So if you want to collect your uh, Blue Archive figures alongside your Iron Man figures, you can do that.
That's really exciting because I collect a lot. Basically, half of my collection is Western stuff. So it'll be really nice to be able to actually track all my collection in one spot.
Yeah, and that's the goal, right? And it could be anything too. You can. What do you mean by hiding Western tag stuff, Ollie? What do you mean?
So it doesn't appear generally. I mean, are you stuff tends to appear when you go searching for it.
Right.
Yeah, are you able to like block certain tags that don't show up if you search? Like, I don't want Hasbro or Funko or whatever showing up. Is that going to be an option?
I can make it an option. If you don't want to see certain things. The way I have it set up right now is that you will generally gravitate towards seeing what you want to see, and the people that you interact with also are posting. So if you want to see, like, if you're collecting, Ollie, in your case, tanned figures, right? If you collect a lot of tan figures and the people you follow are also collecting tan figures and you have in your collection a lot of tan figures, you're going to see more stuff related to that than you would say to go off and see, like you say, He-Man.
Gotcha. Yeah. Will there be any sort of option
Yeah, there will
to
be.
filter out, like, I don't want a certain brand or character or company or whatever? Like,
Yeah,
say someone really likes collecting like Marvel action figures, but they only enjoy the import ones. So can they search for Spider-Man and it shows them the Mafex and the SH Figure Arts and the Figma, but not the Hasbro, Marvel Legends, or Diamond Select and stuff like that?
I don't have that configured currently because I was trying to be non-exclusive in terms of that,
Gotcha.
but the option will be there in the future. It's going to be a lot
Okay.
of this will be based on user feedback too. Think of this as
Sure.
a live platform that will grow over time. I mean, MFC wasn't built in a day. This is definitely not built in a day.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of most of my local friend group is all game developers, and the amount of times that I've heard from them that you can do all the playtesting in your kind of closed playtest group and even friends and family betas as much as you want, but nothing really gets figured out like it does once you put it in front of the actual audience and you let people get in there and get hands on with it, and then they start learning and figuring out all sorts of stuff that you didn't even think of. So I imagine
Oh
this
yeah,
website is going to be similar. Like, once you actually start getting users on there, interacting, moving around, figuring stuff out, um, I imagine you're going to be getting a lot of feedback, and you'll be able to make adjustments from there.
100%. And then that's the goal too, right? Like I can only think of things that I would want off the top of my head. And I've asked like Kat, I've asked you, I've asked certain people like, what would we want in a better community? Um, and that's how we got to where we are now, right? It's a combination of MFC as it currently is, with some HPOI thrown in, with quality of life things, breaking out certain sections into things that make it more manageable, making it so search is much better, and so forth. Um, but again, we'll
Liz
grow.
asks, Liz has a question about merch, like dojins and stuff. If it is an item that doesn't necessarily have, like, how would you handle like an art book by just a fan artist? It's not licensed, but it's not a bootleg.
I
How
mean, if
does
it
that fall?
right, um, it, with it not being a bootleg, whether or not you could find proof of purchase of it or not, as long as it exists, we want it.
Okay, but mean technically it's not licensed, right? Because they didn't
Well,
pay Good
yeah,
Smile to draw this cool picture of Hatsune Miku, but then they
correct.
sold an
But
art
on
print of it at
this,
a convention.
right, because it was licensed at a convention or an event, it's still licensed, right? So as long as it
No,
had
that's
that
not,
one day
like
license at some
like
point.
dojins. No, I'm not talking about like kits and stuff, but
No, 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 no.
like you just
I
go to
know
a random anime con. That stuff's not licensed. That's just
that
artists
that no, no, no.
doing
So
fan art.
I'm thinking in terms of like Comiket and things like that, right? The big
Okay.
ones. So somebody's selling something at Comiket, that stuff's all licensed. Either it's original
Okay.
artwork or it's fair. Okay, as long as it's published, then would be the way to
Okay.
go about it.
I think that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
Does that kind of answer what you were wanting to know, Liz?
yeah, Bracco, you had the right word for that. And we're here to
This
answer
is
any
all
more
really
questions.
exciting. I'm super looking forward to being able to get hands on with this. I, like
Yeah,
you, the rest of the chat, I have not gotten to actually touch, or this is the first I've really seen this, other than the splash page, which was
you've
pretty
seen some
new. So
iterations in the past, though.
yeah, a little bit, but I haven't gotten to touch it. So um, Pitta wants to know if there's going to be a light mode
Yes,
for
there
people
is.
like her. Okay.
Ali, how am I monetizing slash covering server costs? For the immediate future, I'm paying for it out of pocket. Um, I will eventually have a subscription based type thing. If you want to pay like $4 a month or $3 a month to help out, great. But it's not going to be required to use the site. And for
Yeah, Ollie
you,
wants us
Ali,
to add a boost bar.
if you do it, Ali, I will add a boost bar.
There's actually one there now. It's just green, so you can't see it because of the weird stream issue we're having.
But no,
So,
like I'm not looking to profit off this. I just want it to exist for the community so it's better. So if people want to help chime in, we'll get there. Um, Liz, I'll answer that in a couple minutes. I know Pitt asked that before. Um, but if people want to chip in, great. If they don't, great. I can probably afford it for the time being and not worry about it. But we'll get there as it goes, right?
no, that sounds great. I'm looking forward to finding out what sort of perks we will get for being a subscriber.
Those are still up in the air. I
Maybe
am
that'll be a
working on
community
those.
feedback thing at some point. I don't know.
Right. So yeah, it takes time. Early adopter tier from Mun. Yeah, that would be great. Handwritten notes from Linus. That's never going to happen. Please don't lock name changes. No. So, Liz, in terms of usernames, you're going to have a base username that could be tagged, and then you're going to have a display name as well that you can change at any time. So your username, your underlying username, would be behind a paywall, but your display name could be whatever you want, kind of like on Discord, right? So you could change your Discord name in a server, and then if you wanted to change your name, you have to go through the extra steps. And Discord doesn't charge for it. You can only do it every so often. But you
Yeah.
get what I'm saying. It's the same principle. You have your display name that you could change at any point.
Yeah, that's not bad.
So I think that's like a healthy compromise. It'll have
Is it a
community
pure
features.
database? Will it have community features too? Will there be messaging?
Yes, there will be messaging. You will have direct messages and private messages. There will also be a community marketplace at some point. That's going to take some time, but it will come.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
exciting.
I don't know what you mean by that, Ali.
Yeah,
But
Ollie
yes,
asks, please don't do this. Mark is red, question mark. No, yes. MFC's
um,
weird UI, I guess.
I'm still working out the details on that one. Um,
So Munto asked, how do
yeah.
we plan, or how do you plan to handle community moderation?
Well, with a lot of help from the current team, but it's something that's going to require a fine tooth and comb, right? So we need to really see what starts popping up and what really gets flagged. And the community guidelines are going to be kind of more of along the way that we try to handle things on Discord currently. So in our community, as it stands, we've done a good job of keeping out a lot of the like garbage. So nobody on staff has been volunteered. It's fully optional. But trying to take those principles and apply them to the website as well. So like if you're just there to argue with people, it's not going to work out well, and you're not going to last.
And the website is not going to be it's not a one-to-one same
Right.
as the Discord. Like OFC or whatever we end up rebranding to, they are certainly going to be partners and friends, but they're not necessarily the exact same thing. So, we will certainly be the official Discord of this website, and this is going to be the website that we're going to be using to reference people to, and for rank rolls, and it's basically anything we currently use MFC for. We'll be using hobby.moe, but they are technically separate things. So it's not going to be a one-to-one staff and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Nobody on this staff is expected to help with this website, or B, automatically going to be included with the website if they even want to. Science is going to have it. This is Science's project. This is something he has developed basically entirely by himself with just minimal feedback from a couple other people. So he will be making his decisions as far as the people that he wants in his staff, as far as the way that he wants his community there run. And it's not going to mirror the Discord in every way. There's going to be a lot of overlap because obviously Science is our main admin here in the community, and he's running the website. So there's going to be plenty of overlap there. But just wanted to make it clear to everybody that they are technically still separate things. So it won't be just the same staff, the same everything across the board.
Right. And now to get back to the topic of the NSFW Plus items that MFC has labeled them as, I'm going to follow Discord's same thing, same moderation level of that. That type of content will not be allowed directly. However, I will allow for crop thumbnails of the face, so you can reference that back. So photos, those entries will be photo disabled, and it's for good reason, right? It's those entries will be photo disabled. You will be able to see manufacturer like cropped photos, to say the least, and things that are that would not be considered offensive in any way, shape, or form. So all right, somebody might not like a figure, but it's not offensive. It'll be fine. But if it's cast off and things like that, then yeah, we're just going to restrict it, because it's better to avoid the headaches rather than to allow them.
And you're talking about when the characters look underage and stuff like that, right?
Yep. To the point of where it's very obvious that they are underage.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right.
But your standard, full cast off of an adult looking character, that's still fine as long as it's
that
got
is fine. Yep.
Proper tags and stuff. Okay.
Yep. And there will be spoiler markings too, so you can say if something's a little bit more extreme and probably shouldn't be generally shown, you can mark it as a spoiler and do that.
Okay.
So kind of the same way Discord does it.
Compromise, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah, Discord's really picky on that stuff, and for good reason.
Right. You got to think about it. You want to avoid a certain. I don't want to lump people into a group, but I want to say you want to avoid a certain. I don't know the word to say it.
Perverts, fucking weirdos. I hate them.
You want to avoid, yeah. Clientele is a good one.
I'm not gonna. Yeah. I'm not gonna censor it. If you enjoy, naked figures of very, very underage looking characters, you do you, but just do it away from me. Don't do it on my Discord server. Exactly. Don't do it on Science's website.
There it is. Thanks, Chris.
Look, I'll be blunt about it. I'm an old man. I don't like that.
No, it's fair. 100% fair. I don't judge people for what they collect. People can collect whatever they want. You do you in your own time. But when you go into a public space, you have to pick and choose what is okay and what's not.
Yeah, no. Bronco says no Diddy parties allowed. I think that we can all get behind that.
Liz, you were asking about the other mascot. This is Chris's one. Chris, do you want to give Liz, more details?
We're going to be using this one as our official mascot for the Discord community. And then the one that Science designed will be his mascot for hobby.moe. And the community is going to get to name both of them. Liz asks, what about figures that have SA? I know MFC puts those under NSFW plus. I don't know what SA is, but sex, is that what that is?
SA would be more like sexual assault, and
oh, gross.
Yeah, so That's a tough one. I gotta think about that one a little more. Gore is just considered NSFW, PITA. Um, but when it comes to like sexual assault, it's gonna be really contextual if it's something that's a trope versus rather than something that's actually like depicting it. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly.
It says
Like
like the
Pito was saying.
couch girl.
Yeah, like the one from Native with the girl on the couch.
Gotcha.
Exactly, and that one I wouldn't consider being really something that falls under those lines. But like if you have one of the ones where it's like one of those figures where it's the girl is getting taken advantage of by a goblin or something like that you see goblin monsters, that would probably get a little bit more restrictive.
That's
But
fair.
yeah, it's things we'll address as they come up.
Yep.
So
I think there's
I'm only
gonna
one person
yeah,
at the
as the
moment.
stuff is there, you'll be drawing the line and kind of
Exactly.
moving those goalposts as they say.
Yeah. It's like no two figures are the same, no two acts are the same, and no two views are the same. Somebody might view something less offensive than somebody else, so I want to make it so people can filter out eventually what they want to see, like Ali
Yeah,
was asking.
I
But
mean the whole concept of not safe for work. It's like, well, people work so many different jobs that what might be
exactly,
safe for work for you is definitely not safe for work for me. It's
exactly.
so
So the
finding
other
that balance is certainly tricky.
the other thing too is that a lot of people don't realize that not safe for work doesn't always mean sexual. It could just be visually, you know. It doesn't have to be like it doesn't even have to include nudity. Something could be fully clothed and not be safe for work.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So,
Does do you have anything else to add on the website for now? I know this is a huge announcement. I'm super excited.
I don't have anything to add on the website for now. Just keep your eyes out, and we'll be making some more announcements as we get closer. But we're hoping before the end of the month to have it out there for people to start playing around with.
Really? So we'll be able to maybe make our users and start adding stuff to our collections and stuff by the end of the month potentially.
Yeah, that's the hope.
Ooh, that is exciting. I am thrilled. So, all right. Well, does anyone else in the chat have any questions about Science's new website project?
Liz, to answer your question, pretty much everything the MFC has, as well as everything the HPOI has.
Starry asks, was it possible to add an MFC to hobby.moe importer, or is that too much?
That is not too much to ask. For legal reasons, it will not be a MFC to Habe.moe importer. It will be a CSV importer that requires certain fields.
Gotcha. So is there an option on NFC to export your collection to a CSV?
I can't say yes or no to that.
Gotcha. People are saying yes. I've never looked into that, so I couldn't tell you. I actually track all my stuff in a Google Sheet because MFC doesn't let me add half of the things that I own to their website. So I've had to keep my own separate log of all that. So that I will export to a CSV and then import into hobby.moe.
Yeah, it should be great.
Yeah, I'm excited. Well,
And it
if
will
we don't have
also.
anything else, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and it will tell you what it could not find. So any missing entries that the database does not have, you can double check manually and or add or create.
Very cool. Well, I guess if no one has any more questions on this
There's always
particular
more
topic,
questions.
there's always more questions. But on this one specifically, kind of our flow for the show is that just for the episodes in the future, just so that everyone kind of knows, we'll intro and introduce ourselves and talk about what we're going to be talking about that day. We'll do our little catch up that we're talking about, what's going on since the last episode. Then we'll hit our main topics, and that's going to be all sorts of different things. Right now we're doing the big announcements, and we're doing our episode 0 kind of trial run. But in the future, we are wanting to basically pick a topic for every episode that we can kind of do more of a deep dive into. Sometimes we'll also see if we can bring guests on. For example, we might see if we can convince Munto to be a guest and to talk about her work with Garage Kits, and be able to answer community questions for that. We've got people. I mean, hell, Liz is awesome at working on displays and making the most use of your vertical space on your shelves and things like that. We may ask her to come on and going to be a guest speaker about that type of topic. We might bring in, Frowny or Ian or somebody like that to talk about dolls. Like, we're going to pick a topic, find an expert if it's something that we don't know enough about on our own, and yeah. And we're also going to be opening up in the future to let people give us ideas for topics that we want to that you guys want us to cover. So this is definitely something that we're doing purely for the community. This isn't something that we're like, we're going to expand this brand and we're going to monetize it and all this. No, this is something we want to do once a month, just to kind of give us an opportunity to interact with all of you in the community, to open ourselves up for questions and comments. And then basically we're just going to record them and stick them on YouTube so that people can go watch them later if they missed out on them live. And we picked the second Thursday of every month because we figure a weeknight tends to have more people available and around than a Friday or Saturday because people are out doing stuff. And yeah, so that's kind of the plan there. So
yeah,
I don't really have anything else to add on that.
One thing I do want to bring up a little bit is we may, and this is just a thought I was just having now, Chris, is so we can actually include stream chat in the actual replay. And we may put this on Twitch or something like that while it's live, and then just record it off at the same time.
Okay.
Just for the future. So, we'll let you know if we decide to do that or not, but it's just a thought I was just having, saying, it might be nice for chat to be able to scroll through, so when we're answering questions here,
sure,
and people go back to the replay, they can actually see what was being talked about.
That's why every time you've responded to someone in chat without reading the chat,
you've been
gone
answering,
back and read the question, so that people that are watching later, they're not just hearing you go, yeah, Pito, totally, I agree. I was like, well, what did she say? So,
Right. And again, trial run, right?
Yeah, exactly. So in the future, all the stuff you post, make sure that you care for what you say, because people might see that chat someday if Science's threat comes through. I mean, idea about Twitch comes through. All right. Does anyone? I guess really our next segment, which we just kind of want to wrap up the show with every month. We're not doing this weekly. We just kind of want to open up to you guys. Is there anything that we haven't talked about that is just on your minds? You got any questions about OFC as a community or the hobby in general? Something that wasn't one of our topics today, but it's just on your mind, and you got questions for Science and I, or about the Discord server, or just anything? Worst did you have for dinner? I don't know what that means.
I did
what
not.
Did you
I
have
did
for
not
dinner?
have. No, I did not have bratwurst for dinner.
I had a handful of pretzels while Science and I were testing audio, so he got to see if the recording picked up me crunching into my microphone.
It didn't. We already tested that. You missed the old OFC. What's the old OFC, Starry?
Starry's already complaining about the change.
Margaritas and margarita pizza and rice balls.
Just making a joke about the change.
To be fair, when it comes to change, nobody likes it, right? Nobody likes having to learn something new. And like Chris and I were kind of nervous about doing this, right? Like look at us on screen, we're talking. We didn't know how this was going to go.
Right.
Um, you have our two
Uh,
little avatars dancing and bouncing around now.
Burn asks, do we anticipate any issues with MFC? I
I
don't know in what context.
Yeah, I don't know what context that would be in, but I don't
Legal. Any
I don't
legal issues with MFC?
I don't foresee it because they don't own any of the rights to anything that's on their website.
Munto asks, how do you plan to advertise Hobby Moe to other collectors?
I'm not sure yet. I have a feeling that with as large as our community is, it'll start here and it will slowly trickle out to other people. Um, and I think it growing organically like that will probably be the best bet for it, rather than having a massive influx of people right away. Over time, sure, maybe I'll take out some like Google ads or something like that for when people search, but or maybe post it on a Reddit or a Reddit ad or something like that. But in the short term, I think let's just get the community built. Let's get the initial group in there, let people see what's going on, see how they like it, and then move from there.
You guys are all going to be the beta testers.
Prism, I'm hoping by the end of the month to have it fully launched.
Liz says, I can see it going to broken figures quickly. Discord anime figure is pretty connected. Anime figure
Um,
discords are pretty connected.
Yeah, Mavi, you mean like a Twitter or a Blue Sky or anything like that? I won't have a TikTok. I doubt I will have an Instagram because they like to just ban you for signing up if you don't have a valid phone number. I do have a Blue Sky set up for it, but that's it right now. So, I'm not worried about that. But the other thing is, you will be able to link your other social media accounts in your profile as well. So people will be able to cross link everything, which I think will help as well.
They want your Blue Sky link.
Will Takumi be in there? He already is. He has his own subdomain. That's how you get your linked roles.
Yeah, takumi.hobby.moe is where he's
Has been
hosted, right?
around. Yeah, he's been
For
around that for a.
years.
Uh
So yeah,
huh.
anyone that was observant enough in looking at Takumi may have seen that domain prior to us announcing this. I didn't. I'm not pretending like I figured it out. I would never have seen it had you not mentioned it. But I know that
There
people, in
is.
theory, could.
I did
Takumi
in chat
Skynet.
put the
Yeah.
link to the B Sky. But yeah,
Yeah,
no,
and
Takumi's. Go ahead.
we'll have that link out there for Blue Sky as well. Obviously he's got it in the chat here, but we'll stick in the server announcement when we're ready to push this news out there to the masses. You guys are just getting first dibs on it by hopping into the display case with us. And we'll also be, once we get this recorded and uploaded onto YouTube, we'll be dropping that in a server announcement as well, or just somewhere, so that anyone that missed it can go back and watch this.
Absolutely. Another thing about Takumi, he also hosts the Taobao guide. So anybody who's ever looked at that has been on the website before without even knowing it.
Wow. I feel like we've been lied to.
It's
We're
been around
finding
for a
out
long
so
time,
much.
but we're getting there.
Nice.
But right,
Well,
I when I created the website or started planning on creating the website, I wanted to keep the name simple, right? Because it needs to be all encompassing and it needs to be easy for somebody to type. So that's what we came up with.
I like it.
Yeah,
It feels broad, but in a way that I think works for What we do, I know a lot of people here collect and spend time with more than just their anime statues. We have people that collect dolls, for example, or merch, or action figures, toys. We got people in our group that are hardcore gamers or super into anime or manga, and you have it building model kits and garage kits and painting miniatures. And God, I mean, you look at our channel selection on the server, and we've expanded a lot from just the very narrow focus of here's these anime statues I like. So
Oh,
I think
absolutely.
having a broad name covers a broader scope, and I think that works well for our community as it continues to grow.
Absolutely. And the other thing too is like even like trading cards, things like that. If people want to end up creating entries for those, they will be able to. You can
Ooh,
put your entire collection in there. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's licensed in whatever you want, right? As long as
we're
it's
gonna see how deep
yeah.
this rabbit hole really gets.
So it's like, you don't have to go and collect in many places. It's just all in one. That was the idea or the intention.
I like it. Movi asks, is there enough bandwidth for all that?
Bandwidth is cheap. Storage is
Noted.
cheap. So
How many inside jokes will the 404 page feature, or will it be a rotating selection?
Oh, we'll get there. Don't worry.
Liz
Um,
wants to know for stuff like video games that have both a JP or North America release, how will that work? Because sometimes those are technically different games.
if they are different games, they would have separate entries. If they were the same game with multiple releases, you would have a release entry on both, or on a singular page for both. So you'd have a North American release and a Japanese release, or whatever.
That is pretty cool.
I did
Starry
not.
says, speaking of collecting and collecting stuff, are any of us getting anything from the Steam sale? The Steam Spring Sale started today, I believe.
I did not even know there was a Steam sale. I have not loaded up Steam in 8 months.
God, you're not a gamer at all. You're so out of touch with the youths. The Utes. Do you even game, bro?
I don't.
You just spend all your time building websites and robots?
Yeah, and actually, there's another thing that I will give a hint to about a physical
Oh,
product that is being made, but
this
that's
this is news to me.
a physical product, and you're talking about building robots and stuff like that. There are electronics involved into it, but that'll be coming at a later
What?
point, and it will be sold on the website in
See, I'm
very
even
limited
I'm getting
editions.
the even I'm getting the scoops by tuning into this. That's exciting.
that's that's another thing that I've been working on for a long time.
Wow. That's why you're named Science, because that movie Weird Science, they build a robot girlfriend, and that it's all coming together.
I am not building robot girlfriends. I'm sorry, Chris.
You're not selling robot girlfriends on your website?
No, sir.
Ugh, I don't even unsubscribe. I don't even want it anymore.
But the product that I did come up with is something that people in the hobby will very, very, very much appreciate, especially from merch collectors.
Ooh. A Tamagotchi with your server mascot as the character you have to take care of. No?
No,
Warm or
no,
close? No?
no,
Dang
no.
it.
Very, very far off.
Well, he said it was electronic in some way, shape, or form, so I'm assuming it's not an acrylic stand or sleeves, right?
If it's not display cases, I'm not giving any more hints, so you can all keep asking. When it's ready, I will show it off.
All right. DM Science with your questions, whether or your
Please do not.
guesses, or don't. Okay. Maybe.
Oh boy.
Now, who's that Pokemon? It's Pikachu. It's not. All right, guys. Well, that's that is all I've got. Unless you have anything to add here to wrap us up, Science, we can give these people back the rest of their evenings.
I've got nothing else. But everybody, appreciate you all joining. We're looking forward to doing this multiple times more in the future. So
Hmm.
please join again. We'll have more to discuss.
Yes. Thanks, everybody. We're going to be doing this the second Thursday of every month at the same time that this one started tonight, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, other numbers for other time zones. But if you click the little events thing on Discord up in the top left corner on desktop, I don't know where it is on mobile, but it'll display the event in whatever your current time is. So it'll always show your actual time for when this event's going to start. So sign up as interested on that if you want to join in on these other ones in the future, and we will keep you guys posted for um, any of the announcements we talked about. If we have more news on the rebrand, if we have more news on Science's new website, we will let you guys know what we're going to be doing for the mascot naming and how we're going to be grabbing the submissions for those and how you guys can give us the ideas. And then obviously we're going to vote for those as well. And yeah, we'll drop a link when this gets up on YouTube as well. If you want to go back and rewatch if you missed part of it, or anyone that didn't get to see it, it'll be available as well. So yeah, we might do Google Forms. Who the heck knows? We're definitely going to take the list of names and we're going to filter through them ourselves, and then we're going to put all the decent ones in a list and then let all of you vote on it. So yeah, that is all we got. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you all next time.